any gut responses or initial responses, particularly around like moments of interaction or moments, or even it can be thoughts on like doing a choreography.
I'm thinking about the shifting to kind of like a few things, like what the shift from moving slash like dancing to like the task of building the altar, like what happens there, why are we changing,
Right.
And kind of the same thing when it comes to the audience interaction too, of those are like right now for me feeling pretty separate, or we didn't go into a lot of our other danceables today, or what are they called? When someone were to watch us?
Watchables.
The watchables.
Watchables, yeah.
We didn't go into a lot of those, but I'm like thinking that, like what happens for us to turn turn away, and like why? I'm like thinking of if we're asking for the audience to do something with us, I think we kind of have to know why, and like why now, and I have to make that like really clear to them.
Right.
And also like clear to ourselves as to like how we're moving in between these different ideas, and including with the lights. I'm a little skeptical of the lights right now, and how they relate to everything. Yeah.
Nice.
But that was like extremely valuable. Yeah, and then just kind of like, of course, like joining different ideas that we haven't put next to each other, and just, yeah. I think there were definitely some evolutions that seemed natural, and others that seemed maybe a bit more murky, that like probably wouldn't have to be murky if we spent more time with them, if we chose to put things closer to each other in that way.
Right. That's cool. Any other,
I love movie magic. I think it's so fun. I think, the rounds are kind of blurring, but there was a round, first or second, somebody, I forget if I had Mikah or Adam, and I forget who had the other one, but we both kind of like deposited our two audience members near this column.
Right.
And I almost wanted to do like squeeze, invited in Mikah, which had some lovely moments and some awkward moments, but it probably will.
Yep. Okay, nice.
And then questions kind of related to Annie's questions, like this, like what is the difference between interacting with stuff and interacting with people? We have like build an altar, move the lights, play with us, and would it be helpful to enter into like a magical psychedelic movie dance space and then do tasks, or like would the concreteness of like touch a thing, put it down, see a watchable, then do a danceable be more like the learning curve? Like, do you want them to like, as an educator, I think about scaffolding a lot, and then like, is scaffolding even relevant here? It's an art experience.
Yeah, I think it's happening and it is relevant,
Yeah. Unless we want like disorientation.
Right, yeah. And I feel like sometimes disorientation happened unintentionally to us or the audience member, and sometimes scaffolding happened because things, an arrangement worked, or sometimes I thought like it was just like happenstance. It was like, oh, that. There were moments even where I was like, I don't know what I'm necessarily doing, but this makes sense what's starting to happen. Sometimes those moments were like if one of you spent long enough with me. Sometimes a direct invitation, like you would extend a hand, it was like pretty clear you wanted my hand. And if I saw that, I was checking to see, like, I see a hand. Is that what they're saying to me? Yes. And then I'm looking at your expression, and I'm like, you seem like you're asking for my hand, or you seem like you could take or leave my hand. And as an audience member, I was like, oh, so I think there's a threshold of choice making here. Yeah. Or maybe I guess a range. And then interestingly, maybe it's a social thing, is like sometimes I wanted to say yes because I wanted to have a playful spirit. Sometimes I said yes because I don't want to be rude. Yeah. And then sometimes I was able to say no because like if I felt like I didn't really get the message, it didn't seem like a big deal. Which I think is something that we want to dial, which is like, what if and when invitations are missed or ignored or confused, when does it matter, and how much does it matter? When does it matter? Is something on my mind. And right now, like, the things that we did were very like, we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this. And we're gonna ask an audience member to join us. And that was the goal right now. And so it's very kind of black and white like that. But to heighten, like, what is that space of individual choice making? And I thought that really started to come through with Mikah. And even I started to experience that. And it seems like maybe you got to experience a range of moments of like success invitation or like not a success.
One murky moment I caused was when I said there, and I didn't indicate where. And I was like, in my mind, I thought I was being cool, but being like, not here anymore. Right. Make a new choice. But then I was like, oh no, where do they go? I mean, they went somewhere, but they didn't go that far. So. Yeah,
that's okay. I mean, this was the nature of experimentation.
So we can keep that. Or tell me about that.
Certain kinds of language points to things, and I think what we're doing is like we're starting to curtail certain kinds of language to be like, that kind of language is sort of a no-go because that could complicate the freedom of choice that someone is making.
And maybe I should have said change.
Perhaps, yeah.
And then because there is like,
where there. And I think even because I do have a sort of dancer mind on too, I'm like, oh, I heard there, and I'm like, who and where?
Yeah.
So it's an interesting call from inside, because it's like, what would that mean for us? Yeah. So all this to say, it's like, way to make an interesting mistake, because like,
I'm so grateful for tonight. It was awesome.
It tells us something.
We experimented so hard. I learned so much.
Yes. And
it was awesome.
And we should wrap up now. And if you want to say anything else after we wrap to me, or just like, please feel free. I think that like, even in a limited set of explorations, it yielded enough information, I think, to help us craft the way the space is arranged and what our position, what our state of relationship is to things. Like, walking into a room that was already moving already gave me so much information about this world, and it was really different and interesting, and also like, I don't know where I belong. And in a similar way, one of the first, I think it was the second round, like, when people started to just walk up to me or Mikah and just be like, I'm giving my hand, take it. And it was like, it wasn't threatening, it was direct. Like, a lot of possibility is suddenly there.
Yeah.
And Mikah's willingness, yes, Mikah's a dancer and kind of knows us, but like the willingness for someone who doesn't know what's happening to be like, oh, I'm dancing now,
Yeah.
is a very valuable set of information. And I think like this piece isn't like anybody off the street who is a total stranger and I'm gonna be the most caretaking with you because I have no idea who you are. I think this is like, it's a show that has been named interactive, that is dense, that is known. Even if you don't know yet, you're gonna pick up on it fast. These are dancers who theoretically and actually know how to use their bodies and will handle you with care. We may not say that much up front, but that will be known very quickly, I think within the first 5 minutes. And like even just having that platform is enough to say what happens here is motion and there's a lot of it. And so really I think it becomes about, cool, we do things that I'm categorizing as watchables. We do dances that are for us, that are meant to be seen from any angle. How do we communicate that? How do I get you to feel like you have agency here? Not all of that is on you as performers. Part of that's on actually just design and the opening speech, which I'll send you tonight. I didn't get to read it out loud tonight. That's one thing. The other thing is like, you do not have to look at us all the time. So, what is the arrangement of parts that is compelling enough for us, interesting, or has a hook into something for us that goes, I can spend 30 plus minutes, 40 plus minutes, like starting to compose a whole room with people and letting them start to have their own volition. And maybe it's like I do a teachable moment that gives them enough to spawn it forward. Or there are some things that are so one-on-one that like I gotta spend the time with you. Or we're gonna do some stuff that's just for us. Get out of the way. And if you're in the way, you're part of it now.
Yeah.
Or we're gonna dance around it or whatever. I wanted to say that. The last thing I'll say is like the music totally changed things. When I walked in the room, the mood was way different. It was up. And I think because that's the power of music. Like it was reading all through your bodies. And as a person walking in, and I had my eyes on Mikah at all times, like Mikah was suddenly like, what is this? You know, it was like, whoa, people are dancing, but we both, Mikah turned to me and was like, cool. And then it turned from that sweet song to a scary song. I picked like what I thought was like the sweetest and the scariest that I currently am working with.
Is this in the
Third piece.
Okay.
And I gotta say, I felt scared when it turned darker. Because we were going into fulcrum, which was kind of a disorienting choreography, and as an audience member, I was like, I'm seeing things, but I'm seeing this, and I was like, it was so reassuring when whoever I was with was just like, I'm spending time with you. You didn't even have to look at me. I mean, I felt, I think it was you for a while, but it was kind of all of you. I was with you for a while. Like the slight check-in. There was a moment where you swooped me off my feet, like the kind of like, I see you, I acknowledge you, you're in good hands. You're free to be as you are. Like even that, I was like, okay, well at least I'm not doing anything wrong. And then sometimes I was like, oh, I'm seeing it over here, oh, but I'm with you. And so it was interesting that was happening. It was a little disorienting. And then the music, I was like, oh fuck, it's getting dark. Like, is this a dangerous dance? Should I be watching? And it started to verge on like, I don't know if I know enough to be part of this dance. And when does it stop? I'm gonna get tired. So, that's really excellent information that had to be experienced. And I think that there's enough information here to make really big strides in the composition of the room. So I want to end there. You know, we have a couple days off. I'd say, like, if it's possible, don't sweat it. Like, try to just live your life and chill. I'm doing lots of behind the scenes work. If anything comes to your mind and you're like, you know what, I want to say this, or I have a vision, or I have a question, or I have a hunch, or I have that thing doesn't, like, we should never do this, or I don't know. Please know that my ears, my door is open. Like, you can hit me up however you want if it comes to you, because that's valuable too. Can I call it there? And if you want to say more, it's just chill time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
But we have Monday night.
Oh, yes, we have Monday at Cannonball. Sorry, thank you.
Oh yeah.
But depending on the length of that, I'd like to do an interactive dancing.
Okay. And you want to start at 6?
I need to double check the start time so I can give you the accurate call time.
Okay.
It might be later than 6.
Okay.
That we can get there?
I think you can come early.
Okay.
Yeah, you come.
So I was saying I could also look at the hall pass.
This. Oh.
And like if we wanted to meet up sooner, then we could be there to talk
Sure.
or something.
Yeah. Let me get back to you about the start time of it.
Yeah.
And,
Let me know. I don't know if there's anything to do with it.
Okay. Thank you guys so much. Great work.
Thank you.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Super daunting. And
No,
super
it's
cool.
awesome. There's no business like showbiz.
There truly is not.
Got it, and we have an